It's Saturday and I'm not working today. What a miracle. And we're having a vlog day today. I haven't vlogged in such a long time and I feel that I want to take it back to my vlogging era, because when I started this channel in 2021, I did a lot more vlogs than what I currently do now. A lot of it is because of work reasons, time reasons, weather reasons. You know, my video style has changed, but you know what? It's summer and this is the perfect time to get out and about. And so I want to do more filming outdoors, taking you to different places, always talking about the reality of life here. This is not suddenly going to become a travel channel where I show you Italy and only ever talk about like the tourist places. I'm here to like always talk about the reality, but I just want to share with you a bit more of like what my everyday life looks like, the kinds of things I get up to, and kind of share a bit more of Italy with you rather than just my living room, you know? So it's a Saturday morning. I'm in Vietri. This is my favorite place to come to at the moment, because it feels like it's the real part of the Amalfi coast. And I have very strong opinions about the Amalfi coast, as I'm sure that you will know. So let's have a little walk around, shall we? This is where we came for pizza the other night. It was really delicious. If you're ever in Vietri and you want to try good pizza, I recommend this place. So I'm sitting here in a little piazza in Vietri, and for me this is real Italy, and it kind of also represents a shift in my life here in Italy, because when I first moved here I was definitely somebody who tried to pack out as much as I could into each and every day. I would want to feel like I was making the absolute most of my time here, but the longer I live here, the more I realise that it's actually about slowness, stillness, and kind of being present a lot more. And I think this is something that I'm really leaning into, because I read something on Facebook the other week actually of an Italian describing what a typical summer here looks like, and he was saying it's not like what tourists do. It's not, you know, running from one landmark to the next and trying to squeeze every little ounce out of Italy as you can in your time here. It's actually about people going to the beach all day, taking everything with them but the kitchen sink, you know, eating great food, having those in-depth and deep and wonderful conversations with people that you love and know, and playing cards and just being present. Like, that is what summer is really about here, and I couldn't have worded it better myself, because Italians here don't rush about in the summer. It's blimmin' difficult in the heat at the best of times anyway, but people just take their time here in the south, and it's a wonderful thing. And I feel like whenever I come to Vietri, these are the parts of Vietri that I like to come to, the parts where the locals live. I understand that Vietri, of course, has tourism. It's not as bad as like Amalfi and Ravello, absolutely not. But I like to escape to these parts, the parts where the locals live, because this is real Italy. This is people going about their everyday lives, Saturday morning shopping, grocery shopping, going to the fishmongers, going to get their bread for lunch. You know, some people are going to the beach because the weather's glorious here now. This is real Italy, and this is what I try to capture in all of my content, because it's not about dashing around and doing all the typical tourist things. When you live here, you understand Italy on a much deeper level, and I just wish people who visited here also did the same kind of thing and tried to kind of appreciate the stillness and extract the goodness from those moments, and not from trying to fit everything in. Because I get so many comments on my YouTube videos of people saying, you know, can we do X, Y, and Z in one day? What do you think? What are your thoughts? And my thoughts are like, just take your time, like enjoy what Italy can give you, enjoy these simple pleasures, enjoy these moments. Don't come here thinking that you must do absolutely everything to have, you know, had a great holiday here. Sometimes doing nothing is the best thing of all, and it's very, very true. The sweet art of doing nothing. And I've really leaned into it this week. I've been on holiday this week from work, and I've really leaned into not really doing very much at all, and it's been a beautiful thing. And yeah, so this is my Saturday morning, walking around Vietri, soaking up the kind of vibes on a Saturday morning before the stillness of the afternoon kicks in and people go home and have lunch. Moment of silence. I don't have my mic on, but I think you'll be able to hear me. So we are leaving Vietri now. We're going to go to the supermarket. We're going to get some things for lunch. So yes, it's becoming very hot here now, so definitely around midday is the time everybody retreats, either to the beach in the shade or to their homes. I've had a lovely nap. I have been editing the footage that I did this morning in Vietri for the vlog. I noticed that my microphone was crackling, so I'm hoping it was just a one-off glitch. I'm hoping that it's not a problem with the mic, but let's see. And now I am sitting in my office for the first time all week, because this is my working space. So when I don't work, I don't tend to use this room because I like to have this division of energy in my house. But I'm sitting down because it is the first of this month's Aperitivo Hour calls within my community, the Aperitivo Lounge. So I'm sitting here now for the next hour, having a chat with everybody, seeing how they're doing. It's really lovely because we are all, you know, in completely different time zones. A lot of my members are based in America and in other parts of Europe and even Australia. So this is the reason I have 2 of these live calls every month, because it's just so difficult to find one single time that works for everyone. But this is a really, really nice thing to do. I like doing them. I do one on a Saturday and one on a Sunday at different times in the month. And I like this because there are times where I can still do other things as well. So after this, for example, we're going to go out and I'm going to take you to Cava de Tirreni because tonight there is a really big celebration for Festa Monte Castello. It's the 370th year. But the real news is that this year, for the first time in its history, they're actually going to be having a drone display instead of fireworks. Now, we'll talk a bit more about this later, but this is a really big deal for this festival because last year, even though it was like really, really windy because it was tradition, they went ahead and they had the fireworks on the top of the mountain. And unfortunately, the display had to stop pretty much immediately because it set fire to a large part of the mountain and even spread into the mountains of Salerno. So yeah, this year they've had to do things differently, but the fact it's a drone display, I've never seen a drone display here in Italy. So of course, I was like, we've got to go and we've got to see it and experience it. So yes, anyway, I've got to go because now it's time for my aperitivo hour call. Hey, how are you? Hello. How are you? Are you okay? We are nice and early. So I have just come off my aperitivo hour call. It was wonderful. I literally love these calls because it's so nice to connect with people. Some are already here, some are about to move, some are planning the move. It's this wonderful group of people that I have in this community, and I feel so energized after every call because it's so lovely to hear people's stories. So yeah, I'm really happy. I'm downloading the video now because we do like a replay in the community. So people who can't make it live can watch the replays. You know, something else that always comes up in these community chats is kind of the things that we wish we'd known about, the lessons, the experiences, all of the above. And it inspired me really to create a little free mini kind of ebook, if you like, called If We Were to Have an Aperitivo. And in this are the key things that I wish I had known before I moved to Italy. I've literally summarised my near 8 years of experience into these key lessons. So if you are planning to move here or you're already here and you're just kind of like I want to feel seen, I want to feel heard, I want to know what other people have learned along the way, then this free ebook is for you. I will put the link below in the show notes, but also up here as well. And let me know what you think of it. I feel like it's different. It's not the how-to, it's not the do this, do that, because, you know, we have Claude and we have ChatGPT now. We are in the AI era, but it's something a bit more personal and meaningful, as is pretty much all of my content on this channel. So let me know what you think. Hello from future me. It is Sunday morning and I wanted to close off this vlog with a few reflections of my kind of real Saturday here in Italy. I wanted to talk about the drone display first of all last night. So you would have seen the footage. That was the first drone display in this festival's history. And it's the first drone display I've seen here in Italy, which is the whole reason why I was tempted to go to this festival in the first place, because it was actually the first time I'd ever been to this festival in Cava de' Tirreni. And I have to be honest with you, I liked the drones. However, I know that there are mixed kind of opinions about them and people are talking about it online in the sense that some people think it was a waste of money, other people prefer the traditions. And this is kind of what you face here in Italy. When you've had something that has been a tradition for such a long time, people are very resistant to change. But I actually think it was a good thing. And I hope that more parts of Italy adopt this because it's just kinder to animals and young children and the elderly and anybody who's kind of, affected by noise. So I thought that was really a good thing. And I thought that they did well. I mean, I think some people thought the display was pretty basic, but what you have to remember is that there was a budget of 40,000 euros. I think when we see these all singing, all dancing displays of drones in other countries, they are usually budgets into the millions. And so I think we have to just be kind of realistic with the expectations. But that was my Saturday in Italy. And I have to be honest with you, it was simple, but it was beautiful. The walk around Vietri, the lunch at home, doing my aperitivo at our call, and then going out in the evening to Cava de' Tirreni to see this festival, experience it for the first time and see the drone display. And that is how simple things can be here sometimes. And I have to be honest with you, it's what I think I appreciate the most about living here. It's taken a lot of getting used to in terms of slowing down and realizing that you don't have to cram everything in to have a really fulfilling weekend or day even. But I think also a lot of it is just focusing in on yourself. One thing that I've really learned about Italy is that people will glamorize it to the extreme and you will think that everybody here is on a boat, on a yacht, on the weekend, on the Amalfi coast, sipping Aperol spritz at the beach. It's just not true. People lead real lives here. And, even just the simple things that, we did yesterday is an example of this. So let me know what you think of this vlogging format. I'm bringing it back for the summer. I don't know if it will be a permanent thing, but I'd be interested to know what you think. I'll be taking you somewhere different every week, talking about different aspects of real life here as always. And I hope that you enjoyed it. I'll see you in the next video.